Hello, Southeast Nebraska. This is Trey Stevens, your local field agronomist. I'm checking in today on April 4th, Tuesday morning in Lancaster County. And I just want to talk about soil temperatures, planting into fit soils, the potential for late frost, and planting decisions overall. When we look at soil temperatures at 4 inches in bare soil, we have a range in our geography, 44 to 54 degrees. Up in Washington County, that's where we're looking at 44 degrees. Up by Blair, and then all the way down to Pawnee County on the Missouri-Kansas line, we're looking at 54 degrees. So some of these soils, temperature-wise, are fit to plant into. And with this next 10-day forecast, with the exception of tomorrow, where we'll have some air temperatures dropping down to 24 degrees, we're going to have some really good weather for warming of soils. And so we just want to take that into account when we're looking at planting into fit soils. And then also we want to look at moisture, not too wet, not too dry. Hopefully planting into some fit soils moisture wise, and then also preparing that seed bed in whatever way that we do that. As I mentioned before, talking about frost, the potential for that, we know that in the first 24 hours after planting, that's crucial time to try to avoid any cold, wet temperatures, as we know it affects moisture uptake in that seed, and then can affect germination and emergence from there. But what about when that seed's out of the ground? So historically, the last frost in Nebraska over the last 20 years has been around April 23rd. In the last 5 years, April 14th to May 5th, excuse me. And so if the plant is out of the ground, we still encounter some risk when it comes to frost. And we've looked at our studies here at Beck's at PFR. We see that at V2, there's a possibility of losing up to 20 bushels an acre. At V4 frost, 8 bushels an acre. We try to go back and replant any of those corn plants, even though that growing point is below the ground of that frost. We do still see some effect, and when we try to replant it 6 to 8 days later, we see anywhere from a 22 to 30 bushel loss in corn. Now, when we look at soybean, we know that the growing point is above the ground, so say the frost happens then. What we need to do is really need to wait 3 to 5 days and then look for any green regrowth. Look for firm green cotyledons, stems, and any growing points, and then make our replant decisions from there if we do encounter that. I'm going to tag a link in the description about the Dig episode where they talk about frost and replant thresholds when it comes to corn and beans. And so I just want to check in today and share just a little bit of that, and hopefully we can mitigate as much risk as we can in Southeast Nebraska. And just be aware, these next 10 days, we're going to get antsy to plant. It's going to be up to 80 degrees, and the soil is going to be fit. But have the conversation with your local dealer, your seed advisor, or myself about mitigating risk when it comes to frost potential in this next month or so. I hope you guys are doing well. Have a safe planting season, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.